Sure.
Hello and welcome into the Scottish Football Roundup. Myself, Cam, and Muzza. Muzza, how you doing? How you doing, Muzza?
Sorry, not the best of starts, people. I'm not bad. Looking forward to this week. The missus had to ask for something just as we started there.
Typical, eh? But you joining us? This is we're talking about the last kind of weekend, but even during the week, any of the games took place then. Just to make sure that I don't get disturbed when we turn my phone off. Top streamers. But yes, you can also see we're wearing the football tops. Dennis Muir from my team, Party this team. We're told off by his missus, so. But we were talking about this weekend's actually Scottish football. Maybe not touching on our teams too much, just because of the goings on. But of course, we spoke last week about the League Cup and also a bit of the Challenge Cup. There was one game that took place in the Scottish Challenge Cup. I think we'll start off with, if I can find it. That is. It was in Edinburgh, as Edinburgh City took on Hearts of Midlothian B. Let me just see if I can pull this up quickly. Yeah, you can see there. I can't actually click onto the fixture because BBC don't like the Scottish Challenge Cup for some reason. But Edinburgh City took on Hearts of Midlothian B and, well, were eliminated in the process. I don't know if you've seen much in that game, but you know, I spoke to a few folk that I know to work with Stenny, and we weren't really too surprised about it.
Well, no, I never seen much about it, but I'm not surprised at all because, like I said at the start of the season, Edinburgh, I wouldn't be surprised if we're down in the kind of bottom three of the League Two this season. So I'm not really surprised at all that they could beat off the Hearts reserve side.
Yeah, you know when you know, we're on the weekend next on the Friday night. Of course, my team says we lost Edinburgh City. Edinburgh City should have won by quite a few, but didn't. But they were also very poor. And you know, when I can't remember if I did say, but you know, I don't think they'll do much. And when I saw the result, I wasn't too surprised at all. Like you were saying there, I think that was just a quick touch on that, just whilst I remembered about it.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. To be fair.
We'll get into the actual. Well, I say the actual. We'll get into the league action, and we'll kick off at Parkhead, where back-to-back 6-0 league wins for Celtic see them top of the table. No, it doesn't actually. No, as it stands,
it doesn't.
We'll have a look at the table in a bit. As it stood at the time, they were top of the table, but a bad brace. A hat trick from Turnbull and Edouard with the other goal. I was going to say the sixth goal, but it would have been the fifth goal in the game. But it was, I think it would be Alan Power who was sent off for the Buddies. After a relatively poor start to the season, we've spoken of last week, the Celtic starting to pick up that form that they need this season.
Celtic, I mean, obviously. They played in Europe during the week as well,
yeah,
and they beat Alkmaar as well. And I think Celtic, whatever it is, their manager's trying to bring to Parkhead and whatever else is clearly working now because they're starting to score for fun, which doesn't bode well for the rest of the league, right enough, especially if they go in this kind of average form at home. I think they played 2 games at home, 1-2. Scored 12 and had probably about 60-70 shots in about the 2 games.
37 shots yesterday.
So it's not looking good for the rest of the league if Celtic keep playing the way they are. I watched the highlights. I don't know if you've seen any of them.
No, I've not seen the highlights.
But they were just untouchable. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the St Mirren goalkeeper, funnily enough, possibly the ex-Rangers goalkeeper.
Yeah, Jack Alnick, ex-Rangers.
He kind of helped Celtic a wee bit, I think. Some of the goals were a bit questionable, but overall Celtic definitely deserved their win with 37 shots at goal.
Yeah, like we've that's Celtic's third league game of the season. I think all the teams in the Premiership played 3 games now. And of course, they lost to Hearts side at the start of the season and then beat Dundee and St Mirren 6-0. But you know, offensively, very good. I think they've scored 13 goals this season. But as we've spoken last week, defensively, when they come up against one of the top sides, you know, I'd say Hearts, but you know, Hibs, Aberdeen, Rangers, they could be in for some trouble at the back.
Well, we'll find that out next week. That's for sure.
Aye. Might depending on what time that is, might do a watch along with it.
I am doing a watch along at 12 o'clock next Sunday of it, 100%.
12 o'clock, oh god.
Yeah, already scheduled.
That'll be up. But to say defensively, I'm still not too sure about them because Ralston, he's had a good start to the season, but as we do see with a lot of players, they have good spells and then kind of fall away. If he keeps it going, then fair enough in the guy, but when you look at the rest of the defence, Starfelt, Welsh, and Taylor, still a bit suspect there. With Joe Hart and goals, who we've known for years to be a bit error prone, let's just say. But then St Mirren, on the other hand, don't know what to say about them, to be honest.
They've struggled. They've struggled at the start of this season. My missus is in here. They now get my son sorted. I'll mute my mic and let you continue on talking, so we're not getting much sounds. But yeah, quickly on Joe Hart. By the way, I think he's been great since he's joined Celtic. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes against, as you said, the bigger teams. But he's put off some really good saves already in his first few games.
Yes, Mirren and our hand we're talking about there. Still not too good a start. Of course, he did go a man down without getting sent off, which I think did lead to Celtic quite handedly taking control of the game. But it's the fact that they've only got 3 shots away in that game because he's 37. Yes, I think a lot of them might came when they were sent off. Thank you to follow, mate. Welcome in. How you doing?
Oh, I just noticed it.
But got a photo.
Yeah, possibly the same guy. So regardless, thank you.
R4 Eliak.
That's the one.
Yeah. Oh, come in, mate. Mate, let us know your thoughts in our chats. Unless you're a bot, then you won't be. Well, we'll move on to the next game because I don't want to talk about Celtic for the whole stream. Another Saturday game in the Scottish Premiership, would apologise for that, was Livingston hosting Motherwell. Both sides themselves had a so-so start. Motherwell had picked at one point in the first 2 games, whilst Livingston hadn't picked up any. And it continues like that. Alan Forrest fired Livingston in front before goals from Tony Watt and I'm not sure his first name, Grinshaw, gave Motherwell the 3 points away from home. Tony Watt getting man of the match too. But when we look at the lineups there, 4-3-3 from the hosts, 4-3-3 from the visitors. But it was a game where, I think it could have went either way. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, for what I've seen of the highlights in that game, Forrest's goal was quite a good shot into the bottom corner. However, the defending from Livingston for especially Motherwell's first was really poor. Tony Watt was free inside the 6-yard box just ahead of the ball past the goalkeeper. It really was poor. And the second goal, the goalkeeper made a semi-decent save and fumbled it and right in front of him. And the Grimshaw boy just nicked in and scored. Just blasted it high into the net. But yeah, I think Livingston, as we said at the start of the season, is for whatever reason they're not looking as good this season, even though they've had a couple of really good seasons in the Premier League. This season's started off pretty poor for them. So yeah, every point counts, and Motherwell will be happy with the 4 points so far after a slow start. So yeah.
You did mention there about the slow start from Livingston, of course, 0 points from the opening 2 games there. Where do you think that first point comes from? If they do get
it? Well, St Mirren have started equally as poor. So I don't really know the fixtures, but looking at how the first 3 games have went in the league, I would say St Mirren's where you're maybe looking for that first point. Maybe St Johnstone as well, even though they've done themselves proud in Europe. St Johnstone have started slow as well. So it's not looking too good for Livingston as it stands. And looking at the fixtures up next, looks like Celtic for them. No.
next.
Oh, Hibernian, aye.
And then they've got Dundee away, both games away, and then Celtic.
Yeah,
so potentially Dundee, but it could be a while before they do get on the board.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for them.
Talking about Dundee and Hibernian, they played each other today. Where finished as a 2-2 draw. Jason Cummings fired Dundee in front with Martin Boyle scoring against his old club. Cummings scoring against his old club too. I'm pretty sure some we were talking about that at half time.
Yeah, both of them are.
Yeah, played for the team we were playing against. And then Ryan Porteous, I assume headed home to put
No, he never actually. He striked at home. Still for a corner, but he still striked at home.
Fair enough. And then McGowan levelled off the game in the 83rd minute. I don't know whether to say that's quite a surprise result there, to be honest. Because Hibernian domestically have started off pretty well. You can see that they are top of the table. But Dundee at home, I think they played Celtic away, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago?
Dundee, yeah, they're one of the two that have been beat 6-0 by Celtic.
They played them away. So maybe potentially they could try and make their home ground a fortress, because that's 2 points this season already. And so I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know what to say. They do have a good team, Dundee, anyway.
No, Hibs, Dundee started really well. For the first 10-15 minutes, there was only one winner. Then Hibs seemed to pick it up a wee bit, and funnily enough, they were probably worthy of their lead. but it wasn't until, is it McGowan? Is it McGowan that scored the equaliser?
Yeah, McGowan number 7.
Yeah, no. I think the equaliser kind of came out of nowhere for Dundee. I don't think they had possession, but they certainly weren't troubling Hibs at all, in my opinion. And then it was just a looped ball into the box. It wasn't even a proper cross. It was just a looped kind of cross, and it landed perfectly for McGowan to head home. And we all know he's kind of quite small, so you can imagine how unmarked he was in the box, really, or he found space really well. So it was Dundee will probably be the happier side with the point, I would imagine.
I think so. As we do talk about Hibernian, let's touch on something that came out in the news the last couple of days. It was, I think, quite interesting. Kevin Nisbet, Hibernian striker, did play in today's game. Has been linked for a move across the country to Glasgow at Parkhead with Lee Griffiths and some money going in the other direction. What do you make of that?
Anybody who takes Lee Griffiths on after his stuff's insane. The only team it should be doing that's Clyde, just because their previous players that they've got at their club, but that's a different...
let's not discuss that.
but in all seriousness, Lee Griffiths obviously loves Hibs, and if he ends up at Hibs, I'm sure Hibs will give him a chance. However, Hibs Hibs manager said that there was nothing in Nisbet being out today. He was, I can't remember exactly what he said about him, but he said he had a wee niggle or something. However, can I just point out, the Dundee United manager said the exact same about Lawrence Shanklin, and then a few days later he was gone. The Earshot, whatever the name was. So,
Earshot.
So no, that's. I hope Nisbet does it, because Nisbet's had a funny career. The fact that he started off at my club, he was actually at Hibs Youth, came over to Thistle Youth for a few years, played with Thistle in the Premier League, and really struggled. Mm-hmm. You know, he couldn't make an impact at all. Loaned out to Championship clubs, struggled. Found himself in League Two with Rafe, and ever since then he's really buckled down. And to get a move to Celtic will be amazing for him, and deserved as well. He's not. I mean, he's been one of the top goal scorers in the country for God knows what, a good few years now, no matter what division he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I think it'll be a good move for Celtic. Not so much for Hibs with the whole Lee Griffiths thing.
Yeah. As we were talking about some of the better teams in the division. Here's two of them taking on each other: Hearts and Aberdeen. I think it was quite a quiet first half until the second half, where Boyce fired home a penalty and Ojo scored an equaliser 15 minutes later. And a game where both sides, unbeaten so far in the league, both sides have won both their opening games, and both sides set 7 points. So a lot of similarities between the sides. Did you have a chance to watch this game earlier on?
I seen the goals. I was flicking between a few games to be fair. I did see the goals. The penalty, Mackay Stephen done really well. Managed to nick in front of. Oh, I can't remember who gave away the penalty, but managed to nick in front of him anyway. And yeah, definite penalty. And was it Boyce that scored the penalty? I think
I
it was
believe it
Boyce.
was, yes.
Yeah, he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Quite a confident, good penalty. And Ojo's goal. Am I thinking of the right game now? Aye, was cut in and plus the crossing. It was a great finish. Like actually, I believe the commentator said at the time. It has to be a decent finish to get it past Gordon. I mean, he's no crap goalkeeper, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think a point was probably deserved for each team. You know, have both started the season well, like you said, and yep, 100% think that they deserved the point. Hearts maybe just edging it, but no, I don't think anybody can complain unless you're a Hearts or Aberdeen fan about the point, really.
Aberdeen is still in Europe, aren't they?
Yeah, they play
Yeah.
Karabag on Thursday.
Aye, so with the fact they played in Europe midweek, they would have welcomed that result. And I think, especially after losing to Raith Rovers last weekend, and we'll talk about their game in a bit and what happened with that. I think a good point, especially for them knowing that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, obviously against Raith, they made a few changes. This game, they never made any changes to the team. Well, they made one or two. I think Jet got rested and whatever else, but he's the fact that none of them got rested for Thursday night and they were playing in Karabag, which is Azerbaijan, I believe. So that is a great result for them when you look at it that way, I suppose. So yeah.
Yeah. We move on to the penultimate game in the Premiership, which was up in Dingwall, as Ross County and Rangers played a 6-goal thriller. Rangers going 2 goals in front before Clark pulled one back for Ross County. Rangers went 3-1 up, Morelos scoring, and then Jordan White penalty at 3-2. A bit of a nervy end for the Glaswegian team, but Scott Arfield, the Canadian, put that beyond any doubt. Another win for Rangers, but a few more goals conceded.
Yes, as I said, apart from Celtic start the season, out of the old firm, Rangers are definitely not started the season they would have loved it, even though they picked up the points. And I always say good teams can win when you play bad. So, but I think they were quite dominant in this game before, to be fair, and they did give Ross County a goal and that and stuff. So, but it's still, I certainly wouldn't be like to play in Celtic with scoring 6 if they've scored 13 goals. Yeah. Certainly wouldn't want to be playing them next, and well, that's who Rangers have got after shipping a few goals this season already.
We'll have a look at the teams in a bit more detail in a second, but looking here, this is what the fans would have voted on for ratings. Rangers ratings don't look that good. Scott Arfield with 5.59 is the highest average between the two teams, between the Rangers players, putting all the votes. And then Eco Viti was the highest player of the match who voted for 7.38. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if it's just...
I don't know how that works. I've never seen this before. It's quite a cool wee feature.
After games, you can go on and give people players' ratings. And you can't really look too much into it because literally I could go on and give Partick Thistle players a 1 every week. Which I would. But I find that interesting to see there because I don't know if that's reflecting the fact that Ross County deserved more than they got there and Rangers got more than they deserved, or the fact that it's just fans voting.
I didn't see all the game, to be fair. But no, in fact I didn't see much of the game. I'm not going to lie. I did see that Rangers were dominant, as I said, and probably deserved a win. The stats seem to suggest so as well. So
yeah,
that's as much as I can say about this game, I'm afraid. Ross County obviously be a bit gutted that. Yeah, they drew with St John's the first game of the season, but St John's have started off slow in the league as well. And who was it that played last week? Regardless, anyway, Ross County will be a bit gutted that they're struggling to pick up points themselves, but they'll be happy with the 2 goals today, if anything.
Quite interesting. I don't know who. Well, I don't know if the lineup I'm showing you here was the exact lineup, but if it was Ben Payton, number 24, who's a centre midfielder, was playing left back, but I don't know if that's true. But you'd assume with the fact that this Premiership they'd actually give it somewhat decent coverage. So the fact is that they've got a centre mid playing there. I have seen Charles Cook was meant to play it, but I'm not too sure. But then you look at the Rangers team, once again, a strong-ish defence, but they're conceding goals, especially to, no offence to them, but poor team in Ross County.
Yeah, their defence isn't that great this season so far. Well, it's not that they're not. I mean, they are good players. You can see they're good players, but it's, for whatever reason, they've not built up an understanding at the start of this season. And yeah, it's a strange one, and I would definitely be worried as a Rangers fan for potentially going for the title. You'll firm, if both of them are in form, dropping a few goals here and there could be a big say in the title race. There's been a few that have went into goal difference, so it's not looking good for Rangers just now. But I'm sure they'll change that before the transfer window shuts even.
Yeah, I think unless you have any more comments, we'll move on to the final game in the Premiership because we're 25. Oh, still 20 minutes in already.
Oh Jesus, we're taking our time today.
Which was at McDermott Park on a 1-0 win for Dundee United. Pollock scoring the goal and getting sent off. So
good day for him.
Yeah, St Johnston's kind of luck with drawing every game so far domestically, even European, but they did lose to Galatasaray. I know that, but it's ran out, and as they lose 1-0 to Dundee United, I know a few people will be happy with that. The Dundee United fans, obviously, but from what I've seen, I think more or less deserved for the Arabs.
Yeah, looks like it. As I say, they kind of struggled to bounce between games. I think so. St Johnstone have been surprisingly slow starters this season in the league. I think they did the same last season, to be fair. But I think the fact that they're still in Europe, with a big game on Thursday night, you can maybe excuse them for dropping points in the league early on. Their minds are maybe like, we need to try and fully focus on Europe, and we're literally one goal and conceding none away from, and then the club £3-4 million in the Europa Conference. So
but I think of course Dundee United would take that, and I think St Johnstone would have rested a few players. As it is a 1-1 at the moment, I'm pretty sure, in the tie with LASK, I think.
Yeah, it is. I'll be doing the watch along. That's the game I've chose to do a watch along with. But see if you go back to the squad there, I'll be able to tell you exactly how many changes they've made from the last Linz game. Clark was in goals. I think the back three's the same. Booth was playing. Was Rooney playing? I don't think
I'm
Rooney
not sure.
was playing. I don't think Rooney was playing. I could be wrong. Middleton, Davidson, McCameron. I don't think they've made that much change. May wasn't playing right enough. May wasn't playing against last Linz. So it was O'Halloran. It was pretty much the same team, so they've not really made changes, to be fair.
Maybe not given it 100%, especially if they are looking ahead to Thursday night. If you are interested in talking about that game with Muzza, twitch.tv/Team Muzza, and he'll be live around 8 PM on Thursday.
No.
I'm wrong.
I think
I don't know if it's a late one or not.
Yeah, I think their game kicks off at...
Is it an early kick-off?
I can't remember. Yeah, it's an earlier kick-off. I can't really remember the exact time that they kick off, but it is. It's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, so if actually you're interested, if you're watching for myself on Twitch or YouTube, or if you're watching for Muzza, then you should know where Muzza is. But twitch.tv/Team Muzza 87 on YouTube, link will be in the description. I think that's it for the Premiership conversation, apart from the league table. Burnley and Aberdeen lead the way. Hearts in third. And then Celtic with the goal difference of plus 11 and fourth. Rangers just outside them. Dundee United filling up the top six. And then the bottom half of Motherwell, St Johnstone, Dundee, Ross County, St Mirren and Livingston. Yeah. Good start for the Edinburgh clubs and also Aberdeen. So
long may it continue and keep the old firm in there,
hopefully. But let's move on to the Scottish.
Oh, can we not?
Scottish Championship. I don't know if it'll be the first. I don't think it's the first game on the list. Or it is.
Oh God.
No, it's not. I apologise. Ray Fowles versus Dunfermline.
That was a great game.
We were going to do a watch the evolve. I decided not to go do our stuff, and you didn't because you had to go out.
Aye, but it didn't matter anyway because
it didn't matter anyway.
So
it was. You see, I think the game did start, didn't it?
Yeah, it was 13 minutes get played of it, I believe.
Yeah, it's 14 minutes in. And no electricity in the stand, no floodlights, so the game was abandoned and will be replayed at a future date, I believe.
Poor Bearer's crying there, I think, in the picture.
Just waiting to play some football. But let's actually talk about the stuff that happened on the pitch. And we'll go to Gayfield as Muzza.
Yeah.
You want to take it away?
Yeah, so me personally, it was an exciting day because it was my first away game since January 2000 and whatever. No, last year, the year before.
19.
So we never got there. No, we never got January there. It was last year, so 20.
20,
right? 2020. So, and funnily enough, it was away to Arbroath. But anyway, went to this game. We all had high hopes after a brilliant start to the season. Everybody was excited. Started the game. It was a bit, Arbroath are such a hard team to beat as it is at home, and nothing really changed. Their goal came through a freakish deflection, I would say. It was like the goalkeeper made a good save with his legs and then bounced off the Arbroath player. Can't remember what was his name, Hamilton, and went into the net. So he was really unlucky. All I'm going to say regarding Thistle as well is we did have a couple of goals ruled out that I've had a wee look at. One of them I can maybe understand, it looked fractionally offside. The other one they said was a foul. I think the ref let them away, but I really don't think it would have made a difference. Arbroath deserved their win, and our goalkeeper was Arbroath's man of the match, in my opinion. And yeah, Arbroath look like they're going to be a great pain in the backside to most teams again this season and managed to defy all odds and stay in the championship as a part-time team. They started with 4 points. Really, they should be on, I think, 7, because they dropped easy points to Ayr United after being 2-0 up. So yeah, Arbroath have had an excellent start with 4 points. But gutted that they're known more. Deserved their win. And as I said, Thistle had a wee bit up the backside after a great start to the season. And we obviously signed Jake Hastie, and he happened to get injured. Ross Docherty was injured. Stuart Bannigan, I think, turned up a half an hour before the game started due to traffic. The game kicked off 10 minutes late. So yeah, it wasn't a great day out for Partick Thistle, and Arbroath 100% deserved their victory.
I'm not going to make any comments on players getting injured or that, or teams losing, because we'll talk about it.
Funnily enough, I will say McKenna, our number 16, he went off injured, as you can see, on the 26th minute.
Yeah.
He's dislocated his shoulder, so I don't know how long he could be out with that. It was a crunching tackle, a fair challenge, and he done a wee kind of somersault and landed awkwardly on his shoulder and dislocated it.
I don't really see that, but we'll move on to the next game to avoid any more despair for Muzza, which was Hamilton and Kilmarnock, the two relegated sides from the Premiership last season. Played each other at New Douglas Park, and it was Kilmarnock, the side that are on top of the division as it stands, coming out as 2-0 winners.
They've had a good start to the season. Kilmarnock will be loving it. I think they're amazing again, but they had 2 or 3 shots on target.
3 shots on target of 16.
Aye, so I can't really judge that because Hamilton have obviously started the season poorly, and I think most teams will fancy playing Hamilton at this moment in time. I did see one of the goals, not the one that you can see getting struck with his foot there. The other one was a header, and to be fair to him, it looked quite far out, and he absolutely billeted it past the goalkeeper. So fair play to Robinson on his getting his 2 goals.
Yeah.
Kilmarnock.
Of course, Stuart Taylor, the new Hamilton boss, that was his debut in charge after Brian Rice left the club recently, and they were quite well and truly beaten. You can see the stats there. Kilmarnock in control possession, 16 shots to 6, but I know the shots on target, only the ones that really do matter, for 3-1. But the fact that Hamilton were one of the relegated sides, and you expect them to do well with 1 point from 3 games, and that point did come in that chaotic game
yeah.
at the start Spark where they came from 4-0 down. They're very lucky not to be bottom of the table. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, Stuart Taylor might turn things around for them, but it's not the best of starts, and they're proving that when you come down to this division, it's not easy for everybody. I know Kilmarnock are top, but it's Hamilton are proving that it's still not easy for the majority of the teams who get relegated to just bounce straight back up type thing.
Yeah.
But again, it is only 3 games into the season, and a lot can change. So, yeah, it was well done, Kilmarnock, and unlucky Hamilton.
We'll look at the last 2 games in the league, which was a 1-0 win for, the first one here was a 1-0 win for Inverness against Ayr United. Inverness continuing their winning start to the season, sitting in second in the table with McGinty scoring an own goal for Inverness.
Can I just say it wasn't an own goal?
Was it an own goal? BBC
no, they got it wrong. What happened is the boy played it along the box. McGinty got in front of the Inverness player and tried to clear it. He's kind of like cleared it, and as he cleared it, it's hit off of Walsh, I think it was, right in the face, like right on him, and went straight into the net. So yeah, it was certainly not an own goal for McGinty, but it was maybe bad defending.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that they advertised it as an own goal. Tom Walsh's goal down the Ayr United side struggling with COVID-19 absences. Tom Walsh scored the only goal.
Oh, but there you go.
But Ayr United with a few absences as they were advertising there. A few what? I say they've had a few absences, but they've got full bench.
Who's this? Sorry.
Yeah. Ayr United. Apparently they had a few issues with COVID, but a full bench. I don't know if it's affected their team properly, but
I mean, if they got the boy Adelaide playing up front as well, and
yeah, Adelaide.
I don't know where they've. Don't know. Fair enough. That team lineup looks kind of well. In saying that, if that's the right lineup, McGinty's certainly not a right back. To be fair, so
maybe they had a few issues. Yeah, but Inverness continuing their winning start to the season. Of course, you can see there. We'll talk a bit more detail shortly. But do you think it'll be them and Kilmarnock at the top of the table coming this season?
Funnily enough, I think the top 4. I genuinely do believe my own team, Partick Thistle, will be in the top 4. I think Inverness, as it started, are looking their usual selves. They'll pick up a lot of wins. The fact that they've played 3 games and won all 3 of them 1-0 suggests they're going to be hard to beat, but they're maybe not going to smash the goals in, so that might not be a good thing towards like colder months and stuff.
Yeah.
I would say definitely for the start of the season, the bookies have got it right. Kilmarnock are 100% favourites. I think Inverness and Thistle are where roughly they maybe thought they would be. The only ones that are a wee bit of a shock are Dunfermline and possibly Hamilton. Obviously, Raith Rovers are there as well, but they're expected to be in around about 5th and 4th with Thistle, I believe, anyway. So the league's not that far off where it was expected to be at the end of the season, starting off like that. So it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to the league this year.
Yeah, I've just looked at it further. Ayr United had 3 players tested positive for the virus and 1 was self-isolating. So they had 4 players missing. But we'll move on to the final game in the division. Morton and Queen of the South playing out a 5-goal thriller. Queen of the South took the lead for Ali Roy before Jacobs pulled Morton back, and then Jacobs scored their own goal, and Suarez Jr. Put Queen of the South 3-1 in front, and then a Brian own goal. A game of 1 goals. 3-2. Ali Roy missed a penalty, I think, just before he scored his goal.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
A massive 3 points for Queen of the South, who get on to the points chart for this season.
It's a huge 3 points. To be fair to Queen of the South, the first game of the season against Thistle, they probably maybe deserved a draw out of that game for how well they played. And I believe the exact same when they played Kilmarnock. They lost 1-0 with a last-minute goal. They probably deserved a point in that game too. So yeah, Queen of the South have probably the most unluckiest team in the first 3 games, like going by the fact that they've played well and never had any points. So like I said, this was a huge 3 points for them to able to get some points in the board and start. And obviously a win as well away to home with anybody in the league is huge, you know.
Yeah, especially they took on a Morton side who were beating themselves in the league, picking up 4 points out of the 6 on offer at the time. But the fact is, you can see the table there, which we'll look at properly in a second. They've put themselves in a good side not to be bottom by time, well, potentially not be bottom by time, Rafe and Dunfermline actually play that game. So the fact that only one of them can win,
Yep.
and even if they draw, they'll be on 2 points. So they put themselves in a good position as it stands to kind of build on. But Morton as well. I don't really know what to say because Championship's not my speciality. You know more about than I do, so I'll let you
I
talk.
know. Well, I mean, Morton. For what I've seen, Morton obviously last season struggled. They've kept a good few of the players, not all of them, because I think Ayr took about half of them. So, and that maybe explains why Ayr are sitting where they are as well. But it's I expect Morton to be like they are most seasons, kind of the lower half of the table, not so much fourth, like fifth upwards, but I expect them. I'm trying to think through what I've seen so far, but I would definitely say Morton are kind of running about an 8th or 7th place team. The fact that they managed to score 2 goals against Queen of the South suggests that there is goals there for them, but nah, they're one of the weaker sides in the league, I would say, which is a bit harsh because, as I said, they've made a lot of changes, and I'm only going based on the fact that they've not picked up. I mean, everyone saying that they picked up 4 points. Who is it they got the points off again? I can't even remember. But it was. I know they beat.
Hamilton.
Well, like we said, Hamilton
And Dunfermline.
A point. I think against Dunfermline they done no too bad, but it's funny that their points have came against the 2 teams who started the season really poorly as well.
Yeah.
In Hamilton and Dunfermline. So it is going to be interesting to see the league table this year, and hopefully it finishes the way it is, so we've got a chance ourselves.
Well, there's the league table as it stands. We can't look too much into it at the moment because we're only 3 games in. But the teams that are expected to be at the top of the table have set themselves in a good stead. Kilmarnock and Inverness. Inverness, though, only scoring 3 goals so far with 1-0 wins in each game. So a
win's a win.
Yeah, but if they do 1-0, if they win 1-0 every week, they don't concede any goals. But they only score 36.
Aye, they win the league.
You never know, eh? But imagine. But then, I was going to talk about Rafe and Dunfermline, but it's hard to say much about them because they've only had played the 2 games. But that game between the 2 sides, I think, even at this early stage, is vital to getting that good start.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually speaking to a few of my friends recently about a lot of Thistle fans panicked, because we get beat off Arbroath and they're a part-time side. And like I said, Arbroath, they've got players who, if they wanted to be, would be full-time. You know what I mean? They're not a part-time side.
Yeah.
Yes, in paper they might be, but their players are not part-time players. They're good enough to be full-time. We've had a great start to the season considering we're the promoted team. You know what I mean? And people need to remember that and keep their feet on the ground. We play Morton next, and if we get a win on that, it's one of the best starts to a season that anybody can hope for. And the fact that Kilmarnock and Inverness play each other next week, something's got to give there, So it's the table's going to be interesting. All you need, Raith Rovers, Hamilton, Ayr United, Dunfermline are in a position, but where they need to pick up a win sooner rather than later, or there'll be a drift to the top kind of 3 or 4 after only 4 or 5 games,
Yeah, we'll move on to Scottish League One as we are currently 40 minutes into the stream and we've only spoken about the 2 bad leagues in the country.
Well,
we'll get to the league in a second. But Scottish League One now, still not the good leagues. League 2 is where it's at. We'll start off in Alloa, where Alloa picked a point at home to Queen's Park. Queen's Park, who I think, from what I've seen, aren't happy at all getting a point. They had an extra man for an hour, more or less, in that game. Simon Murray did put them in front before a goal from Boyd. Well, the game off, and Queen's Park couldn't find the breakthrough against 10 men in the final few minutes.
I don't know if you've heard it, I think that's been a wee bit harsh on Alloa if Queen's Park fans are saying that they're a wee bit annoyed at not winning.
I think it's due to the fact that they did have that extra
man
man
advantage. Yeah, because
for an hour.
I don't know if you've seen the highlights, but the Alloa commentator, funnily enough, gave his own team commentators curses, they say, or whatever. Queen's Park had barely troubled Alloa, and he literally said, "Oh, they've not really got in behind." 2 seconds later, boom, 1-0 to Queen's Park. So the fact that he said that they've not really got in behind until Queen's Park scored their goal, which was on the 58th minute, and I think before then Alloa had X amount of shots and stuff on target before then. I think that, if I remember right, Queen's Park did hit the bar once or twice in the highlights. But can I just say Alloa's free kick? If you've not seen it, go to Alloa or Queen's Park TV on YouTube and watch that goal, because the free kick is something special. Alloa's free kick was amazing.
I think it's just from what I saw, the guy who does the highlights for Queen's Park, Sean Davenport, he was a bit frustrated with the fact that they had that extra man for an hour and just couldn't see the game off, which I can understand. I might have misread it.
But, definitely.
Yeah, I understand how annoying it's not be able to close the game off, and we'll talk about that shortly. But we'll move on to another one of the promotion hopefuls, Cove Rangers, as they travelled with their one fan apparently to Dumbarton.
I know, that was a great tweet.
Them with their one fan won 3-1. It's the fucking at the Rock. I don't even know what it's actually called. But I will not criticise Dumbarton. But I think that was a result to be expected, considering Cove Rangers handily beat East Fife last week.
Yeah, Cove have found their feet now. I think they started off slow, but kind of like Celtic, they've started scoring the goals freely. So yeah, fair play to them, and they'll definitely be up the top end of the table challenging for that title, along with probably Queen's Park and Falkirk.
When we talk about these lower league teams, I don't think you get a better striker partnership than Mitch Megginson and Rory McAllister.
Aye, for League One down anyway, that's McAllister. I feel as if it should be about 55. I feel as if that guy's been around for as long as I've been alive, and he's a great wee striker. Well, old striker now, but he's in Megginson. Funny enough, I think Thistle were after Megginson. He's always going to score the goals. I think since he joined Cove, he's been excellent for them. So yeah, they're. And Vigers as well, to be fair. Vigers is an old bad player in the middle of the park, so he'll pop up with a few goals.
They have a very good team, the Cove Rangers, but then Dumbarton on the other hand, they've got 4 points in the first game, and I think they're starting to fizzle out what people expect them at the start of the season. With putting bench again, they had a trialist on the bench, I think, to kind of add a very extra number. I'm sure that trialist was.
Wait, are you allowed a trialist during the league season?
You're allowed 2 trialists per game, I think.
Really?
Or something like, I might be wrong. They started with that.
Yeah,
you're allowed them during the league, but not during the cup.
Oh, fair enough.
The more you know.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, let's talk about another promotion hopeful. Montrose.
I thought you were about to say East Fife there. I'm like, what?
Aye, but Montrose, they continue their good start to the season with a 2-0 win away to East Fife, who we were talking about last week, maybe a hard place to go to, but Montrose not really finding that.
No, it's not proving that case this season, that's for sure.
But Montrose sitting top of the table. I think that's something we did talk about last week. And not gonna lie, I love to see it. Because out of the top four, they don't spend much money.
Yeah, I mean, the top 4 is what the top 4 will probably more than likely be, I think. So for Montrose to be sitting above the 3 more favourites, and them, like you said, don't spend much money is great to see. And like I said, I think they're a great wee team who go about their business the right way.
Yeah, and you talk about that there. Guys like Alan Fleming's been around the lower leagues for quite a few years and made his name. Chris Actonazzi wasn't a player from Aberdeen, known from Aberdeen, and officially signed.
Even was Mason though as well? Was Mason?
I think so. It's just they've got these players full of, well, we've been playing in the World League for years, Sean Dillon as well. And, to see a team like that push on and challenge to go up to the Championship, not just like for one season, but consistently over seasons, is very enjoyable.
Yeah, they've been in and around the playoffs since for the last few years anyway, in that league. So yeah, fair play to them, and we'll make it continue, and hopefully these teams who are spending money get punished for it, basically, because I don't think you should be able to just buy a league.
Yeah, and from one promotion hopeful to another.
There's so many promotion hopefuls in this league.
I know they've started off well, and I think Falkirk have set a tone for what they are after this season.
Yeah.
But of course, they drew with COVID start season with a depleted squad, but they've won all their games after that. And well, looking at the stats here, Clyde didn't give much of a say in the matter of how bad
I know they were. They were unlucky, weren't they?
Aye, unlucky. No, but Dixon and a brace from Callum Morrison gave Falkirk 3 points.
Can I just say, if have you seen the highlights of this game, Cammy?
No.
Can I just say to any Falkirk fans who ever watches this, and if they do, see Dixon, what you have experienced in the last 2 weeks for Dixon, you will never see in your lifetime again. He scored a belter, was it last week? Absolute belter last week, I'm sure it was, and then this one topped that one. He collected the ball, 30 yards out, maybe more, and drilled it right into the bottom corner with his weak foot. So it's absolutely crazy to see Dixon scoring goals like that. And Morrison obviously had the penalty, and Morrison done really well for the third goal as well. He just held off the Clyde player, and the Clyde player allowed him space in the box to turn and shoot, which obviously is poor defending. So yeah. But
I don't think there's much else to say about Falkirk, to be honest.
No, they're looking good. They're looking good. Yeah. That's all I can say. The first game against Cove, they even dominated that game. So, yeah, Falkirk have started the season great, and they've probably started the season the way they start most seasons, and then falter away. So they'll be hoping to check that out and continue on.
Yeah, I don't like praising Falkirk, so we're going to move on from approaching hopefuls to mid-table. Peterhead and Airdrieonians played out a somewhat decent game, let's just say. I say decent game. They played out a good game at Balmoor, where Airdrieonians went into a 3-0 lead, a brace by McCabe, a goal by McGill. Put them 3-0 in front by the 75th minute mark. And then goals from Brown and McLean were the consolation goals, and maybe caused a bit of trouble towards the end, especially after the goal in the 90th minute. But Airdrieonians starting to get back on track after a slow start to the season.
Yeah, I still think they'll not really trouble the top 4 spots.
I think they will.
Yeah, they've definitely got weaker, like you said, mid-table. Peterhead, I think, how they started the season? I see now. Well, they got a win somewhere. Oh, did they? Aye, right. Well, fair play to them. But the fact that it was the opening game, they've went 3 games losing, isn't a good either. The fact that the teams but see the way that table is now. That's the way you just move them around. But like, see 6th to 10th and 5th to 1st. That will be the table, in my opinion. Just maybe mixed around ever so slightly. I know if does that make sense. Like, so Dumbarton didn't East Fife, they lost switch places maybe, and Allo to Montrose lost switch places because.
Potentially.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I don't think Allo will get into the top 4 because I think they are a bit too inconsistent. Because if you look at the fact that the teams above them all have that positive goal difference, I know that's not much to say right now, even after 4 games. But Cove have lost a game, but still seem quite comfortable. And then Queens Park and Falkirk and Montrose unbeaten so far. They're scoring. Falkirk and Montrose scoring an average 2 goals a game. Queens Park just below that. Cove Rangers are the top goal scorers in the division with 9, but yeah, I don't see Alloa somehow troubling this season. I think they might actually fall into the bottom 6 if they don't get that together properly.
Yeah, well, you just need to look at. I mean, as I said, I know last season was shortened, but Falkirk were about 10 points clear in about whatever. Thistle won the league, and somehow Falkirk finished like sixth or
Yeah.
something, fifth or sixth.
Yeah, I think when the restart happened, Falkirk were first, Partick Thistle were sixth.
That was crazy.
By the end
Absolutely
of the
crazy.
season, Partick Thistle won the league, Falkirk finished fifth.
That's insane. It really is insane. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know if we'll see that again this season. I think without a break, Falkirk might have won the league.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
hopefully they'll break this season, and I think we'll move on to the final division, which is one that's I think I'm going to do a bit of talking about.
Yeah.
Scottish League 2. Just want to check something quickly. Aye. So when we get to the Albion Sterry Cowan game, the BBC weren't at the game apparently. So, but we'll start off in Cliftonville, Coatbridge, and an Athletic winning 1-0 against Albion side that had more shots and missed a penalty. But not gonna lie, if I was to predict this game, I would have went with a one for Annan because last week they beat Star Albion, which I called, and once again they picked up another win against an Albion side. So I know it's not your division, but what do you make of that result for both sides?
Well, I've not seen it. Obviously, we're doing these on Sundays now. I'm relying on the clubs posting up the highlights and Annan and
Warrior Series live.
Well, I know that Annan and Albion are not the quickest at getting the highlights up, but no, Annan have started the season well, so it's probably an expected result. Albion, like I said, I'm sure I said they would be kind of in the middle of the table, maybe pushing for the top four, but they've kind of slowed down a wee bit. I think they started the League Cups group really well, and then they seem to be getting slowly worse as the weeks go on, kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's all I can really say about that game.
Yeah, as I said, I've only seen Albion play. We've got a dog in the background. We've got Annan in a few weeks' time, but you can see the table that Annan does it second after their third win of the season. Only Kelly Hearts ahead of them, which we'll talk about shortly. But do you think this is something they can sustain for the whole season?
Well, Annan, obviously, like you said, you know this division better, so stop me if I'm very wrong here. But Annan, since they've came into League 2, have they not always been a team that's been kind of in and around the top 5?
They've been in and out. They were, I think, last season they were bottom half, but the season before the pandemic stopped things, they were in the playoff final to go up after beating Cerespear in the semi-final, but they lost to Clyde in the final.
Aye, so I think though, the fact that any team that can pick up 9 to 12 points in the first 4 or 5 games is, you expect them to continue that kind of form on throughout the season and pick up enough points to see themselves challenging in that top half of the table. So yeah, I think they'll keep it. I don't think they'll win the league. I'm still adamant that my favourites are who are actually sitting there.
Yeah, but we'll move on to another side that are expected to be up there. This is Forfar, as they made the longest trip to Elgin. And I think they were maybe not too happy to come away with just the 1 point after controlling the game. McCluskey put them in front before a goal from O'Keefe just after the return to play for the second half. Made the game 1-1 and sent Forfar back down the road with only a point to their name. But I think Elgin City, this is their 5th point of the season. They've won 1, drawn twice, and lost 1. Forfar unbeaten, 2 wins, 2 draws. That our draw did come against Kelly Hearts last weekend. But I think a result which, I'm not going to lie, going to Elgin, you can't really be too upset with, to be honest.
It looks a no bad wee point for Forfar, but like you said, if they've got any what's the word I'm looking for? Aspirations and ambitions and winning or challenging for the league, you want to go to the harder places and manage to win, you know. But again, it's early on in the season. You're only 4 games in the League 1 and 2, and it's too hard to call. But it could prove to be a really important point if teams do struggle to take points off Elgin at home.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure much else to say about that, but we can move on to the team that you're fancying for the title this season,
Yeah,
which is Kelly Hearts, which welcomed Edinburgh City to their ground, which is New Central Park. Not confused with Cowden Beef Central Park, which is just down the road. But Kelly Hearts, a goal from Barjonas, gave them the win. And by stats, deserved, but you probably expect them to score more against my opinion, a poor Edinburgh City side.
They did hit the bar a couple of times, I'm sure it was. I mean, O'Ware, who, as I said, was called Tamil, but a bomb scare at us. He's, I mean, to be fair, I think he was about maybe 3 yards out and somehow managed to header a free header against the bar. So, so they probably should have won by more. On another day, they probably would have won by more. It's a matter of inches. I'm sure they hit the woodwork twice. Edinburgh might have hit the woodwork themselves as well, right enough.
Maybe.
But woodwork doesn't count as shot on target anyway, doesn't it? No, but
no,
it was again. I think Celtic deserved their win, and like I said, when you're looking at their team, it is, in my opinion, too strong for League Two, and they will win the league. So yeah, good luck with that one next week, buddy.
I'll talk about that shortly, but Kelly getting 1-0 win. I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing Edinburgh Pacific play already this season. They were poor, easy to be caught at. I'm surprised Kelly didn't win by more, to be honest. But we'll talk about a team that actually did manage to score quite a few, unlike the rest of the teams in the division. Stirling Albion, as they made the trip down the west coast to Stranraer, and 2 goals in quick succession in the first half set them up for quite a comfortable 3-0 win away to Stranraer, with 23 shots to Stranraer 7, 11 shots on target to just the 1 from Stranraer. So Stirling Albion recovering from that beating last week away on the west coast and in with a win on the west coast to Stranraer. So good result for Stirling.
Yep, looks like it definitely. Stranraer have been pretty poor for the highlights I've seen. I didn't see the highlights of this game, but for the previous games, Stranraer have been pretty poor and will be worried because they're leaking goals. They're not really scoring goals. It's not looking good for Stranraer at all. So squeaky bum time for some Stranraer fans if they don't get their act together. I'll tell you that.
One of the things I've noticed with Stranraer is he won't help with them defensively. But Tommy Muir, who they signed from Muir in the summer, hasn't played at all for them yet. So I don't know if he's out injured or not.
He must be, because he's not even on the bench there, is he?
Yeah. I say he can't help defensively. He played defence for his last season for a few games, so he might be able to help there. But instead, Stranraer, they did, of course, miss last week's game against Cowden Beef because of COVID reasons with Cowden Beef. But for 1 point from 3 games, it's not looking good for them at all.
Nope.
And especially with the goal difference they have. And we'll talk about my team search in a minute, which we'll have to go elsewhere to have a look at because of BBC Sport.
Were they not actually at the game at all?
I don't think they were. So I need to go change the screen quickly.
I wonder who can provide us in-depth coverage of that game.
Thankfully for us, I'll move over to Sky Sports. And it was a 1-1 draw at Oakville Park.
Show off with the big broadcaster at your game.
No, no way. I don't know how to get the stats, to be honest with you, but PC, obviously, I don't know if they were there or not, but they haven't done anything on the website. But Darren Christie fired the Warriors in front. I've showed you the goal already. You've seen it quite a few times. I can't stop watching it just because they've run. Our centre-back, Adam Corbett, dispossessed. Who was it? I've got the team sheet here. Liam Buchanan, because there's 2 Buchanans in that team.
So, can I just interrupt? Sorry if there's any wee children that watch your stuff with lovely Cammie's language there.
It was Liam Buchanan dispossessed by Adam Corbett. The centre-half made his return to the Warriors team. Just got the ball and just drove down the left wing. There was a point where
I almost
it might not be Liam Buchanan, it might be the other Buchanan, but there was 2 players marked him, and Corbett essentially done. And he's tapped the ball forward, and the 2 players slid into each other. Corbett went through, put the ball in, Came back out, Brown put it back in across the top to the slightest of touches, and the path of Darren Christie, who fired home to send the Warriors in front. And then they got a free kick, played it short, ball crossed, and Chris Renton header.
Oh, I love. Wait a minute. I loved the build up to your goal, and you were just like, "I Cow Beef got the ball crossed down and goal."
Aye. But no, it was a very good cross. To be fair, I don't know.
I think it was more so a great header. For what I've seen, it was a great header.
It was a bit of both. It was a free kick in halfway line. It was played short to Ross Pollock, the number 2. Who I don't know if he's a usual player, but he was playing because Cow Beef only had 14 players available, with only like 2 coaching staff as well. So
yeah, was the goalkeeper no like 40 or 50?
Their substitute keeper is actually their substitute keeper normally. I can't remember what his name is. Once again, I'll check my team sheet. Dave McGurn, he's a goalkeeper coach too, and he was one of the coaching staff. But it was a ball played short to Ross Pollock, who put in a wonderful ball in the box. Chris Renton being Adam Corbett to the header, and put the ball past David Marshall before he get his hands on it. The stats there, I think, were quite reflective. At half time, County had no shots, but they came back into it. Warriors had control most of the game and should have got the 3 points, but you can see there, only 3 in the bench for the visitors. And County actually got 2 red cards in that game. It says 1 there, but it was a kit man who was sent off. I don't know why he was sent off, but as soon as they scored, as opposed to making the way back, Mike Ronco, the referee, made his way over to the County sub bench and sent the kitman off. And then Ross Clark was sent off late on for a second Bookermont offence. So, but from a Warriors perspective, another game which we should have won and we didn't, which is slightly annoying because
it's quite concerning.
We're a team. I think we could do better. We played Stone Albion. It was a pure goal concede. Where I've forgot his name already. Mark Laird managed to get in behind us and put it across. Against Albion Rovers, didn't close them down to the second one. Last week against Edinburgh City, a disastrous defensive error. It cost us, and then it was a good drop ball in. I don't think we all caught a mistake, but I think if it closed down the initial ball to Pollock, potentially it could have been better for the Warriors. But
no, I was just going to say, so I said Stranraer started the season obviously quite poor, and it would be squeaky bum time if they don't start picking up results somewhere very soon, because in their leagues you can be stranded before you know it. And but Stenhousemuir, equally, from what I've seen, I always obviously watch your highlights because I know you and I like watching them. I personally think it's good content, I'm not going to lie. It's not, but no, I think Stenhousemuir should be a wee bit worried that they're struggling to beat teams when they're on top.
Yeah.
So if that's them playing at their best, or not their best, but close to their best, with dominating games and creating chances and still not winning, then you're not going to be able to keep that up all season. So it could be. I mean, at the start of the season, I think people, not just you being a Stenhousemuir fan, but people maybe had Stenhousemuir as a team maybe challenging for the top 4 at least. And the fact that almost top of the league is totally gone, you know, I mean, 8 points, 8 points no matter what division you're in. It's a lot of points. It's free. It's 3 wins with a team that are doing really well and winning most games. It's not looking good in my opinion. So they really need to get their act together. And Stranraer, obviously, but it's it's not looking good for Stenhousemuir unless they start taking their chance. Out of curiosity, can I ask one thing before we do whatever we're doing? But being an official fan looking in, I like to see how official players are doing. I noticed Lyons wasn't.
Yeah, he's out for 2 months because he was training with your lot and got injured.
Really? Aye.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if he get in a mix-up with the new boy Hasty, Docherty, and Bell, because the 3 of them are all injured against Arbroath.
Probably. But you were mentioning there, Warriors need to get that together, and what better way to do that than at home to legally risk Kelly Hearts, who will go and beat, funnily enough, we'll probably go beat them. Touch wood. But I remember 2 seasons ago, Cove Rangers came in as that dominant force in League Two, and their first loss was to Steny. So hopefully,
Did you
never
see? Is
know.
it away from home?
We're at home. It'll be live
Oh,
on
you're at
Warriors
home.
TV with
Uh,
this guy.
Well, I'll be
Stuff
at the
to do.
official game, so unlucky.
Yeah. But of course, all the games I've seen have been live streamed by the respective home club. Let's just say that. At home clubs, ignore what they're doing in the Premiership because I don't know what they're doing there. To be honest, Celtic are their own thing, not allowing away fans to watch or stuff in. But all the lower league clubs are streaming the games this season. Go watch them, support your teams. Even now, I'm not sure how many teams outside of the Scottish the top 4 leagues are streaming, but I can tell you Warriors TV is live. There's a lot of teams live. I know. I know a lot of teams will be live this season, but
yeah. I think they were. I think. Just never talk. Sorry, somebody's just asked a question in my thing. Just never talk about Dunfermline, though, with regards to media. Oh God, I know, Jagsman. It's a fellow official fan saying that there's never to talk about the Dunfermline media because they never allowed officials media into the stadium.
Wait, it's not allowed any media in general in the stadium.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to commentate. Weren't allowed to, I believe, highlights or nothing, which was absolutely crazy. But in the SPFL, it's at what's it called? It's at like a meeting thing, and the SPFL said they're going to look into it later because this game against Arbroath allowed their media team in to commentate, do the highlights and whatever else. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird one.
I'm not too sure about that because we put them away in the Premier Sports Cup, and they were fine with us coming in, filming and whatnot.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was just to do with the changing restrictions at the time, but I don't know off the top of my head. To be honest, I can't tell you, but it should be. There is rules in place, which means that each team needs to allow at least 5 members of media in from the team.
Yeah,
I'd say at least 5. Like up to 5, they need to allow in. Any more, they can decide to say yes or no. So luckily, it's Steny, we're a 5-man media team, so.
It's but regardless anyway. Thanks for jumping in and watching us, Jags, man.
But as I said, all teams are streaming their games this season. You can watch anyone. You can find myself on Warriors TV every couple of Saturdays with a view from the terrace star Craig G. Telfer. If that's what you're interested in, but
run on the official pitch if you really want to see me as well.
Or you can go to Partick Thistle games, see Muzza.
Aye, I'll meet you happily.
Aye, I don't know. I just go, I'll be at most games this season. You'll be at most Thistle games probably. Mm-hmm. Even every Sunday, come in and watch us here doing the Scottish Roundup. You can watch Muzza doing his watch-alongs as well, which the next one's taking place when?
Against Thursday night.
Thursday night?
Yeah, it's the next Scottish team that's in action. I had a choice of 4 games, chose the St Johnstone and Last Linsk because I watched the first leg, and it's a game that's in balance, and it would be interesting to watch your return leg. Plus, I kind of learned some of the players' names, so it's all good.
Yeah. If you're watching YouTube, we do record these live on Twitch.tv every Sunday, 8 p.m. BST. You guys will be seeing this Monday, 9 p.m. BST on my YouTube. I don't know about Muzza's.
Yeah, no, I'll put mine on too.
But any final comments?
No, sorry, just reading what Jagsman's saying now. No, he's saying he can't come along because he works weekends. So yeah,
midweek games.
Come to some midweek games.
But, on you go.
No, I was just going to say, no, I've got really nothing to say too much. Hopefully next week our teams have picked up some results and we can be a wee bit more happier.
Happy we still win next week.
Like I said last week, I hope if you're enjoying watching this on YouTube or whatever on the Monday night, please come and join us live. Hit some questions to us. As I said, I like to listen to everybody's views on games. It would be nice to get a few fans from different clubs in to give their views on games. So yeah.
I think Jagsman's saying in your chat, if they beat Morton, he'll love it as he works for a Morton fan. That's just good football.
Yeah, it is. It's and I bet he's a friend to you as well, like overall. And it's good, but for the 90 minutes, you kind of hate each other and direct abuse at each other. But as soon as it's done, it's amazing. But yeah, fingers crossed we beat Morton next week, Jags man, because it'll be one of the best starts we've had in a long time. We always seem to lose about 4 or 5 games at the start of a season.
Yeah, as long as as long as it's friendly banter, nothing too far. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to say. But as I said, actually, also I do remember a week tomorrow. I don't like to promo on all people's channels, but I'll do it anyway because you'll be involved in it. I'll be back with another quiz, a sporting quiz, which will be mainly based around the sport of football. So should be good this time instead of me trying to figure out our sport and stuff. It'll be all about football. So that'll be Monday. That'll be the 30th this month at 7 p.m. BST.
Did you say the quiz is just about football?
It'll be just about football this time.
Oh, get in there, man! I don't need to worry about wrestlers, tennis players, whatever there else was. If what was it I said again? If Olympics, if I said wrestling and I get chucked out because I didn't know. It was volleyball. It was volleyball. That's it. I get chucked out because I didn't know the different versions.
It's just because on my list, I didn't want to say volleyball because there's 2 types of volleyball and it's different rules, I think, for them. But
Were you ever at a game, Cammy, that Stenhousemuir won 4-0 against Thistle?
Probably years ago.
There you go.
But yeah, I think we're going to end that there. An hour and 10 minutes, which have been all the streams so far. But as said, we'll both be live. Do follow us on Twitter and Twitch. Follow each other on Twitch. You can see the stuff down below. And Matthew, I'm going to quickly give Muzza a shout out if you're watching me.
Oh, for God's sake, wait a minute. Oh my God, can you hear Baby Shark?
Oh, my goodness sake, Muzza, you're going to take it off here. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. Do follow Muzza on.
I'm not going to lie, I've not got a shout out sorted, but yeah, follow Cam as well, Jags man, if you can. So down there.
Twitch.tv/GMuzza87, Twitch.tv/Cam behind the cam. Twitter as well. My Twitter is CMcIntyre1999. This is GMuzza87 Twitch. But yeah, thank you for watching. And we'll see you next stream. Actually, I better go raid someone.
Yeah, why not? We'll pick somebody to raid since we've got a mega 2 viewers or something.
I've seen it on my list. There is the FM Summer Cup going on, which has been hosted by Sai Maggio, which you could go over to. Oh, we've got a follow-up from Jacksman. Thank you.
There you go then. Can I just say, when you quickly see that guy that followed us early on, I'd advise you to ban him.
I banned him. I've already banned him.
So yes, we'll raid.
Did
you say no? If you said Maggio, then
I was just saying there's a Summer Cup on. There's a bunch of streamers live, so
we'll go for Sai Maggio. That's fine.
I mean, you can raid Sai. I'm going to go raid over Maladin because I'm going to get him in a while.
Who?
Maladin.
No, we'll do the same. That's what I'm saying. I don't mind that. No.
Just because Maladin was part of that quiz a few weeks ago, and he's like, let me watch the time to see. I don't know how he's doing the Summer Cup, but I watched his first game. He won 6-0. So, but yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Much appreciated having you all in. Thank you for the follows as well, Jagsman. And we'll be back live next Sunday. And I'm going to do over now. Peace.
Bye.
There we go.
I think I done the raid.
Yeah, you went over. I'll end the stream.